Hey everybody, welcome to the Creativity Cave. I'm Dina Rico, and check out this beautiful card that I have to share with you. It's really pretty simple. I'm going to give you some great tips and tricks for making this project and show you how easy it is to put together. So I am starting with the beautiful Promenade stamp set and coordinating framelits. This is a great versatile stamp set, and one of my favorite things are the sentiments that come in the set with it. They're really uplifting and nice, thoughtful sentiments, which I think is really useful, especially for sending out to people who you care about. So I really like that. I also am creating kind of a cool background, and that's really easy to do with the decorative masks from Stampin' Up, which I have right here. These decorative masks come in a 4-pack, and I'm going to feature this one right here that's kind of a filigree. There's also polka dots, kind of a fall tree scene, which looks like that when you sponge it, and then kind of a cool designy pattern, I don't know, leafy looking thing. Okay, so these are all found in our holiday catalog, and then we also have 4 more in our annual catalog with different patterns. All right, so to start with, I'm going to use this mask on my piece of Terracotta Tile cardstock. I'm just going to put some paper down to protect my work surface. So I'm just going to put this over the top, and then I am going to use my brush, which I put back. I was like, I had it out. That's funny. I'm using a regular makeup brush. You can find these on Amazon, excuse me, or Walmart.com. Just Google oval makeup brushes. That's all that there is to it. I prefer this is like a large or extra large size. I'm going to just swirl some ink from my ink pad on here, and I like to kind of go off the edge just to get any of that extra dark stuff off. Now, I don't want to cover my whole paper. I'm just going to kind of cover sort of this center area. I sponged some on, and that is a beautiful little background I created so easily. I love that. All right, to continue, I'm going to take one of the stamped images, and this creates like an open box. And there's another straight piece you can put across, but what I did instead is I'm going to use some Early Espresso ink for the rest of this, is I'm going to ink that up and just kind of position it right down here like so, and then I'm going to stamp it twice, this time upside down. Now I'm going to take these 2 dots and line them up right there, okay? And that might sound really hard to do, and actually it is a little hard to do through my camera, so we'll see how good this looks, but not bad. There we go. And now I've got a cool little rectangular element in the background of my card. I love that look. It's just something a little different. Okay, I'm also going to take a scrap of very vanilla cardstock and stamp this large flower in Early Espresso ink on my vanilla cardstock. And then I'm also going to take a scrap of crumb cake and stamp one of the leaves in here twice, also in Early Espresso cardstock. So there we go. Now I'm going to die cut all those pieces for you with the framelits that coordinate in this stamp set. And oh, here they are all done. Gosh, I love that. Okay, so there are my pieces. Now I wanted to take this piece and add a little color to it without getting too overboard. So what I'm going to do is use my dark Calypso Coral, and actually there is a Terracotta Tile. I just grabbed the wrong marker. So you could use, actually I'm going to use the Terracotta Tile, but that's funny. In my sample, I actually used oh, this is not Terracotta Tile. This is Cajun Craze. Okay, never mind. So I think Terracotta Tile is actually really close to Calypso Coral, and that's why I grabbed it. I forgot. That's the one marker we didn't get in Terracotta Tile because it was just too close to the Calypso Corals as far as the marker was concerned. But what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take the skinny end, and I'm just going to add some dots in here to kind of just add a little bit of color without doing any like actual coloring. So I think that's kind of a cool way to do it. And you can see I just added some dots, and then that adds some color. And there's no fancy coloring methods, no watercoloring, no blending, just a few little dots. And I really like the look of that. I think it's kind of cool. All right, now let's take all these parts and put them together because it really is easy. To finish this off, I'm going to add just a little bit of fanciness with some of my scalloped edge trim. This is in Terracotta Tile. It comes in all of our in colors this year, this is just such pretty ribbon. And I'll just put a glue dot on the two ends of this ribbon and then just put it across like so, maybe just a teeny bit lower than center. Okay, and make sure that's straight. Not bad. Then I'll just burnish that end a little bit with my finger to make sure it sticks down nicely. And then I'm going to place this over the top popped up. And to do that, I'm going to grab my dimensionals and just simply place one right here and then one right there, kind of touching and going over the ribbon like that. And I like that it's kind of spreading out across the whole rectangle that I put on there. I just think that looks nice as far as placement is concerned. And last but not least, I'm going to just glue dot down these little leaves and add them to my card, all nice and cute. I'm just looking at my sample for my placement. Even I have to remember what I was doing when I did it. So we'll just tuck these in under there like that. And that looks so good, except I totally just smeared. I've got ink on me. Darn it all. All right, now to get rid of that, let's see what I can do. I don't know what happened to my sand eraser. But I do have an idea. So what if I took, and I'm just going to rip this and put this over my flower just so it's kind of covered, because I don't want this on my cover or my flower. I'm going to grab my Early Espresso marker, and I'm just going to spritz this. And when I do that, that little spritzing is going to really detract from what I might have smudged on here. And then I will also take my sand eraser, which maybe I do have it close by. I think it is in here. Yes. Okay. I'm going to take this and erase. Oh, and look at that. That kind of came off like a champ. How nice is that? There's a little bit of, you can kind of see it on my cardstock, but it's not half bad. All things considered, it looks better. So this is a mono sand eraser. You can get these, you can get them on Amazon or in fine art stores, not like the big box ones, but like the nicer art stores, they have them. I also am going to have them coming in a little toolkit that I'm going to offer next month, so stay tuned for that. I'll have details on my website when it gets closer. Okay, so there we go. That looks pretty awesome. Let's go ahead and layer this up onto our card. I'm going to adhere this to a coordinating layer of Early Espresso. So my Terracotta Tile was 3 3/4 by 5. My Early Espresso is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then I'm going to place that right on top of a crumb cake card popped up. I always think it makes your cards look fancy when you pop things up. And I know somewhere my husband is saying, that's what she said. We are big fans of The Office here, and that's kind of our go-to saying at our house, as inappropriate as it may be. I think that's what makes it awesome. All right. So we're even going to have our card. Gosh, I've got ink all over me. This is bad news. I'm going to place this down, and then I'm going to get a wet wipe out to get the ink off me before I ruin anything else. This is kind of an occupational hazard for me sometimes. Would you believe I'm wearing a brand new white t-shirt and it is still, yep, clean. Okay, so that looks great, but we're going to do one more thing that's going to make it fabulous. And that is, I've got my clear wink of Stella, and I'm going to just close out my ink pad so I don't get any Stella in my pads. But I'm going to take my clear wink of Stella, and you can color the Stella on, which is just clear shimmer. But instead, what I'm going to do is smack it against my marker, and that's going to spritz it onto my card. So let me do that. And you can probably see some of those little spritzes, and you can see I'm smacking it pretty hard. Okay, and I also store my clear wink of Stella open so that the brush is at the bottom. I meant upside down, not open. Okay, and then do you see the little splatter of spritzing on there? It looks fantastic. And you almost forget the part that I had to sand off, a little part of my cardstock. But anyway, I love this card, but I'm not quite done yet. I'm going to do one more little touch to it. I'm going to take some crumb cake ink and that big, beautiful flower. I'm going to clean it off quick with my chamois because it has my dark ink on it. And what I want to do is just stamp this in crumb cake ink on the inside so it's a little lighter. And then I'm going to take one of the sentiments from this stamp set, and I just think this is such a perfect sentiment for sending to somebody. And it says, "I'm here for you, friend." I can think of so many people that would really appreciate getting a sentiment like that in there with just a few words from me. So I hope you loved this project. If you would like to see more fabulous ideas, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There's a little thing you can click right there. And of course, if you would like to purchase any of these items so you can make this beautiful card or any of the others that I showcase on my YouTube channel, I would so appreciate your business. They help bring more awesome videos just like this to you each week. And you can do that by clicking on the link in the description of this video. I've also linked all the products that I've used and put in the dimensions just for you guys. So thank you for stamping with me today, guys. I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.